Pepe coin holders, I've got a video for you guys. There's some very interesting news that is potentially the beginning of the end of the sell-off, getting ready for some much more favorable times for the meme coins, or is it just a little bit of relief before we see a further drawdown? Welcome back to the Crypto Report. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now, hit that bell notification. That's a new one. I'm going to start saying that, I think. I'm Blacksea. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys, so we're starting off here on Twitter. You can follow me, 333 Blacksea. I say, breaking, Fed announced QT ending on April 1st. Hopefully that's not an April Fool's Day prank. But no rate cuts today. We have the Federal Reserve, the FOMC meeting, and then money printer is warming up. Jerome is getting ready to start fighting, to start turning that printer on and giving us that sweet, sweet liquidity to put us in a more favorable environment for risk-on assets like meme coins, like Pepe. And quantitative tightening ending on April 1st does not mean that we're going to be done. It does mean that it's going to be slowing down, okay? So keep that in mind. But as it slows down, we get closer and closer to quantitative easing. And when we're in a quantitative easing environment, that is much more favorable for risk-on assets. People feel more safe. They feel more safe when there's money getting injected and stimulating the economy instead of pulling it out and suppressing it down. So you're looking at Pepe right now, and we are jamming up on testing that overall super trend, that 2-year-long super trend as resistance. Originally was support, not for long, but if you look back at this was the major line that you want to be above to be considered in bull market territory. Right now, we are testing the bottom end of it, and you really want to see us break out here. You really, really want to see us break out here. So we're going to have to be keeping our eyes on this chart here on the weekly time frame, because if we do not break above this very soon here, I expect another test down, and maybe that's okay. The real question is, though, where is Bitcoin going to take us? Are we going to see a little bit of relief in the traditional market? We need to see it happen sooner rather than later, guys, because if we do not, the lower we bounce here, okay, like if this is the top, we're probably going to break down and make new lows, okay? But if the traditional market continues this momentum to the upside and we are looking for a more friendly economic environment when it comes to the Fed, which today Jerome was much more dovish than usual, did definitely blame the tariffs. I'll tell you that. I called that over on Crypto Twitter. I said, I bet he blames it on the tariffs. Definitely was some talking of that. But he also did say that the tariffs are going to be inflationary transitory, which we've heard that before. Hopefully it actually is true this time. Never know what to believe out of some of these guys. But, you know, they're just trying not to crash the markets, you'd hope. But I do think that right now we need to hope the S&P 500 continues to catch a bid and that the bottom is in. We need to see probably around April, maybe we'll see it in the next meeting when they start quantitative easing, they start lessening the amount of sell pressure with quantitative tightening, then maybe we do see a nice bounce. But guys, when it comes to Pepe, like Pepe, it's funny because we need to see Bitcoin break over key levels. We'll see Pepe break over key levels. The key level in my mind for Pepe to really get back above, first off, is this yellow line here at about 5081720. But really, really, if you want to see new all-time highs on Pepe in 2025, you need to be looking at this level right here. These two support and resistance levels. We're talking, was this 4 zeros? Yeah, 4 zeros, 117226, and 4 zeros, 142494. And even if we see daily closures above this level, I still would be a little bit worried, okay? We're really going to have to see how market cipher is forming. We're going to have to be looking at higher term time frames. But guys, like, I am looking for relief here. But we need to see big continuation. We need to see big Fed pivots. We need to see dovish talk. We need to see the market digest tariffs. And I will say, the tariff talk, the first time tariffs get talked about, the market goes, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh my gosh. Then the second time they go, oh man, what do we do? And the third time they go, oh man, those tariffs. And the fourth time they go, yeah, we know about the tariffs. And then the fifth time, there is no fifth time. The tariffs are talked about on a daily basis. The reaction gets very, very non-existent. And the market starts to digest the tariffs. And then we can make a move to the upside once people get used to this volatile price action. But the price action will simmer down as just the big talking points, the big change is what freaks and spooks the market out. So I do think that be patient here, guys. April, my eyes are on April 1st. I want to see what the Fed does. How much are they going to cut? Are they going to cut? Probably not. But are they going to start pivoting? Yes, they said they're going to start to pivot. But guys, I do expect lots of volatility here. Looking at the weekly time frame, I do expect that if we start to get a closure or a test above the yellow line here, we're going to get a green dot on market cipher indicating on the weekly time frame that we are going to have continuation on the weekly time frame, guys. I am taking advantage of this volatility, and you should too. Check out in the description box below or the pinned comment down below. Let me zoom in for you there. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin, as well as there's a $5.6 million prize pool for a trading competition. If you click my link down below, you become a part of my team. And the more trading volume we do, the more money we get. So feel free to check that out. So looking at Pepe, we're sitting at rank 33, up about 3.24% in the past 7 days, up about 1.75 in the past 24 hours, sitting above a $3 billion market cap. I'd like to see that, but we've been somewhat bottoming out-ish. We're just consolidating after the big sell-offs. Still, the cycle high market cap was 12 billion, so we are down about 70% here. Looking at the overall market, we caught a little bit of a bid today because of the FOMC meeting. It's very rare that we get a green day on the Federal Reserve, on Jerome yapping. It's very rare that we get that, and we got that today. And XRP mooning because the case is over. The case is over. We're going to the moon. But it is nice to see a little bit of relief. We're due for relief. We are due for relief, and that's what we're seeing play out right now. Bitcoin demonstrating at 60.63%, excluding stablecoins, 62.5%. I'm not even paying attention to Bitcoin dominance until we see a clear pivot by the Fed, guys. And unfortunately, that's how it has to be. It'd be a waste of time to be paying attention to that unless something very bizarre would happen with alts rallying while Bitcoin is around 85K. Don't really see that playing out. But looking at this, it does look like Bitcoin wants to come and test 88,000 on the daily time frame. I'm okay with that. Like, let's test that. That's great. But we got to clear it. My eyes are 94,000. Anything below 94,000, in my opinion, is a lower high. Waiting to see a further correction down to 73,000 and maybe even a little bit lower. So what we need to do is clear 88K and clear 94K on weekly and daily candle closing bases for me to flip bullish, okay? And I really don't. We have a green dot here on volume on the day. Let's look at the weekly here. The weekly paints a different picture here on Bitcoin. It really shows, like, guys, we are not just going to V-shape out of this. That would be insane. It would require big news. It would require the U.S. coming out saying they're buying 1 million Bitcoin. But I'll tell you what. If you've been watching the crypto report for a while now, I've been saying what we really need to see happen in the next 200 days or so is the Fed to pivot. We did get that today, guys. They've announced when they are going to pivot, and that is April 1st. So a couple more months. Really only a couple months, but really only like 11 or 12 days from now. So it's not that far away. But I do think that we're not going to just V-shape out of this. That's not how this works when you've been selling off like this for a few weeks. This is a local top. We need to consolidate a little bit before we can start to make our move to the upside. Think of how it was back in here. I'm going to keep referencing the 2021 bull market cycle peak, and then we came down. You know, you can't just do that. You can't do that unless it's a black swan event like what we saw in the traditional market. But what we saw is spillover, the volume dries up, people give up, we start to consolidate, bottom, and then bam, bam, okay? You need to wait for the market to, man, I love saying the word digest lately. I don't know why. But we need to wait for the market to digest the sell-off, and that's what we need to see play out. So I don't expect us to just immediately start testing 94K like this week. It'll take a little bit of time. Maybe in a couple weeks, maybe by April 14th, 2 weeks into April. Sure, I could get behind that. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, just for fun, you can see we are pinching and pinching and pinching and just, guys, there's no point in talking about Bitcoin dominance when we are above 60%. When we're above 60%, I'm bearish altcoins versus Bitcoin. When we're below 60%, I am bullish altcoins versus Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. But guys, be patient. I think that we could see some big relief here on Pepe. Wait, let me look at this. I think in my last Pepe video, I talked about a 30% rally happening. I think that's exactly what we got. I could be wrong though. It'd be pretty crazy if I hit that nail on its head. I was measuring from the breakdown, I think. Let me see this. Let me see this. We had about a 20% move to the upside. I said if we broke above 5064, we would have about 30% move to the upside, but that would require us to break above the bull market support band. But we came close to it, so I was pretty spot on with that relief. I still think that we have some more relief to play out, but we got to be patient, guys. We have some great news because the FOMC, they're starting to pivot. They're announcing it. Better late than never, maybe. Better late than never? I'm going to say better late than never. But that's all I got, guys. Hit that bell notification, right? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.